right, we can just jump right into it because I don't want to do a weird intro. I feel like that's kind of odd. Yeah. All right. So, yes, first thing I want to talk about is the AD trade.
Yeah.
How good do you think the Lakers are going to be next season, realistically speaking?
I mean, they're probably going to win the title.
Really? You think they're going to win the title?
I mean, like, Golden State sucks now. Houston couldn't even beat the Golden State team.
That is true.
Portland is, like, lost to Golden State without KD and, like, sweep. Who else? Nuggets? Maybe.
The Nuggets?
The team that would beat them is, like, the East Coast, wouldn't they?
Okay. So who do you think is the biggest challenger in the West then for the Lakers? If they're going all the way. Because I think it will probably be the Rockets.
Yeah, I mean, if Clay comes back, I guess it'd be fine, too.
Okay. So you think Golden State without KD is going to be
I guess they beat
a legit threat?
I think
exactly, right? Is Iggy coming back?
Yeah. Livingston not, but I think Livingston will start.
I think Iggy's got one more season.
Iggy?
Yeah,
did you see him? He wrote a memoir. He was on First Take promoting it.
Oh, yeah, his book.
Right? Yeah. You can buy it.
Available in stores near you.
Barnes and Noble. They're sponsoring the stream. All right. So, well, I thought the AD trade was not as good as it could have been because I don't think any other team had enough to trade for AD. So I thought we gave up too much. But you don't think so?
Nah, I mean,
like
sure, like when they could have kept like the play. I don't care about the draft picks, right? The draft picks or whatever, like because you need the players now.
Yeah.
So then, like, because let's say you held on to the draft pick like the 2020 whatever, like no one cares because LeBron's gonna be like another 2 years wasted.
Yeah.
But it's do you care about Lonzo, Brandon Ingram, and Hart?
Yeah.
Like only Hart, I feel like could help that team.
Yeah.
Because Ball can't shoot enough to help that team.
He can't.
And Hart could be a bench player on that team.
He could.
That's the bench.
Right.
So.
But what are we gonna do with our roster then? To fill out the rest of the roster.
They paid for that second round pick yesterday.
They did. Talon Horton, whatever his name was, right?
Guy, I think so.
Okay.
And,
well, does like leave 10 spots open?
Yeah.
I think they signed a couple of undrafted guys, or.
Yeah, but they're kind of get some
somewhere.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Keep going.
Well, who do you think we should sign? Do you think we should go for a max slot and sign someone like Kawhi or Kemba, Jimmy Butler, maybe?
No, they gotta get like a point guard.
Kemba Walker.
Like,
Okay.
Signing one more max, it's just going to be like 10 roster slots that are just going to people taking them in. And
Yeah.
You can't win with a team that has no depth at all.
Okay. So what a lot of people have been saying is that we should go out and sign someone like JJ Redick or like Danny Green or something. But they're both going to command like what? 15 million each, or like 10 million. So that's going to eat up like our entire cap space. So don't you think like one Kemba Walker would be more valuable than adding like 2 shooters or like a Reggie Bullock or someone?
Yeah, I mean, I was like hearing about it, and like the cap situation, or whatever, is that like, at best you could get like 2 good players or whatever that they, if you're people say we want to split it up, so it's like it is probably more worth it to. It makes some sense to go for the all in.
Yeah.
But then who are you gonna get, right? It's Kyrie, Kemba, like LeBron James is still gonna have the basketball, so Kyrie.
That is true.
I don't really.
You think Kyrie?
Lakers, so.
You think Kyrie has a legit shot of signing with the Lakers?
That's for sure.
I think he's basically told the world he's going to the Nets.
Yeah.
Right?
Like no, he's not going.
And what an epic fail for Boston to trade. Well, they didn't trade that much for him, but to bring him on for 2 years, I guess. Look up that part, right? That is true. That's
For
true.
a team that kept talking about how many assets.
Yeah,
exactly. Hey, if you look at the first round, they had like 3 picks in the first round, and they have nothing to show
yeah,
for
but
it.
it was like not good picks. It was like 17,
Like, yeah,
25, like
exactly.
Something no one cares about anyway.
So it's good that the Celtics are bad because we don't like the Celtics.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, what about the Pelicans? How good can they be with like Lonzo, Zion, and Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, right?
This,
Okay.
is that somehow Lonzo and Brandon Ingram are like the greatest players to ever come. The second they're not on the Lakers anymore.
I know they've been
Doesn't make
complaining
any sense.
about how trash they are.
Every person out there is like Lonzo is trash. He can't shoot. He can't do anything. And Ingram is like nothing compared to Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
And the second that
they get traded,
it's a haul. It's a haul. And it's like so. Will the Pelicans be any good?
Yeah. I think. Do you think they have a shot of making the playoffs? I think that's a big question. I think potentially yes, but it all depends on how good Zion actually turns out to be.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, they'll need to get more. But I like what they traded the fourth pick to get even more.
They did.
Picks.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that turns out for them. I guess.
They traded the Hawks. The Hawks are making moves. They got some really good young players on that team.
The Hawks have an interesting roster.
They have
more than the Pelicans because
yeah.
Pelicans have Zion and Lonzo. Ingram and
which could be good. Drew Holiday still on that team,
They've
and
got a high ceiling.
Right?
It's just how everyone pans out over the next season or so.
Well, I think the Hawks, I think, is really interesting because they traded the fourth pick. They got DeAndre Hunter, right? But they already have Trae Young, and they have.
They got Cam Reddish too. Right?
They did get Cam Reddish, the 10th pick.
Yeah.
And they also have what's the dude's name? Kevin Huerter, right?
And,
they're playing John Collins. That could be a playoff team in the East.
Yeah, the East.
That could be a playoff
Orlando
team. In the
Magic
East.
and Detroit Pistons
Right?
are pretty bad.
Orlando made it. They have Vucevic, and
So he could be gone. So.
he could be gone. He's a free agent, right? Do you think it'd make sense to sign someone like a Vucevic?
The Lakers?
Yeah, not for a max, but let's say for some
Nah, it's just
decent
shooting. You just
contract.
keep shooting.
Okay.
I mean, it'll take up almost everything for just.
I think he's looking.
That
for
is
max
true.
anyways.
What about someone like Brook Lopez? Right?
Yeah, I heard
decent money.
I don't know why they let him go. I mean, they paid McGee, I think, similar amount of money.
No, the Bucks paid Brook Lopez $15 million. We
Really?
paid McGee $4 million last year.
Yes.
So I don't think it was close, but I guess he can shoot, so that's a good thing. But
I mean, the 3 and D will be kind of hard to get, right? Guys who.
Patrick Beverly, a lot of people have been talking about Lakers signing Pat Bev.
I think they'll have to go for guys who are they'll probably have to settle for guys who are G League or very or older vet guys who
the ring chasers
who can just hit threes
okay.
or can play defense. But
Melo,
unlike it,
Melo?
They're going to sign
Melo.
Melo. 100%. It is a lock.
all right, it's a bet. You think Melo's gonna be on the Lakers? I don't think Melo's gonna be on the Lakers. Really?
There's no doubt.
You want to buy me a coffee if he doesn't?
But
wow.
I don't want to buy you.
I wanted to call you something. All right. Well, we're just gonna have a bunch of ring chasers. It'll be the LeBron situation back in Cleveland when all these guys signed up to play with it, right?
But you can get the random people. The random people. LeBron will make them that anyways. Because if you're wide open, you're wide open.
They will be wide
the
open.
Warriors had Draymond and Iggy wide open, but Iggy makes the shots, but Draymond can't hit the shots. So,
Draymond can't hit anything.
Yeah,
Draymond.
but LeBron will make
overrated. I think Draymond is.
You got to get paid a lot of money from Golden State eventually.
So he's still under contract this year.
Yeah.
So he's going to be a free agent next year. Realistically, what team is going to pay Draymond the max? I don't see it.
Yeah,
the Warriors is if I'm a GM, I don't think Draymond commands the max. Someone's going to pay him that, but he's 8 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists a game. Sure, he's a good defensive player, but I don't think defense matters that much anymore.
And I don't think with his ball movement skills that'll translate well outside of a team like Golden State.
Yeah, because the whole reason why he works so well is because Steph spaced the floor so wide open. So they do those weird half-court screen and rolls where Draymond can sort of cut through the middle, right? And he lobs it to whoever's under the basket, right? It wouldn't work with someone like a Lonzo Ball. I would just sag off Lonzo Ball, right? Just let him shoot. So it wouldn't work.
I mean, the Warriors before Draymond, they drafted Draymond as a second-round pick, and he eventually replaced David Lee, who was
a good player. He's a good player, yeah.
And so but they don't have anyone who I can think of who's on that team right now.
To step in.
Yeah, so they'll probably have to stick with Draymond anyways. And if they lose KD, then you're just stuck with Curry and Klay Thompson, and no Iguodala anymore. Probably once he retires after.
That is true. Probably no Iggy.
So,
a lot of people have been talking about where KD is going to sign. Can I get a prediction of where KD is going to sign?
I was hearing the sign and trade thing.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to mention later. But so people are saying that the Warriors could sign him, pay him the extra $50 million he wouldn't get from other teams, and then trade him after he rehabs for a year.
I think that's got to be the
best
most
option.
likely.
But then you're basically trusting the Warriors to trade you where you want to be traded. And let's say the KD says, I want to go to the Knicks. That takes away all the leverage the Warriors have in getting anything back. Because he said he wanted to go there.
but
Like, who are you going to get?
Well, hold on,
Right?
but this is a whole goodwill situation anyway. So all they're trying to do is get anything. Probably depth, right?
Yeah.
Some
Some random player.
Ntilikina who can't do anything anymore, second round picks or whatever.
Yeah.
They'll probably just take whatever because this is a goodwill move anyways for them.
I don't think it makes sense on KD's part. I'd rather just go to the team I want to go to,
Yeah.
and we'll figure it out from there, right?
I mean, but if
Like
he's
the
gonna
Knicks.
rehab with his own trainers, anyways, like he's doing right now,
You think he'll do the Knicks?
I think he's staying in Golden State long term.
Really?
Yeah.
5-year deal?
He
Huh.
what does he gain from going somewhere else in the East? If he joins Kyrie in Brooklyn, is that enough to win a championship? Especially with how Kyrie's been the last couple seasons.
I
Probably
mean,
not.
yeah.
The Knicks, zero shot.
Zero shot.
He would just be leading a trash team to the first round.
Yeah, but what I think changes in this whole thing, if he goes to the Knicks, is the narrative that he
Sure.
rode on the coattails.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he wants, because I've been hearing a lot of people have been saying this is what he cares about. He wants to lead a team to championship. He can't do that if he joins the Nets, it's obviously going to be his team, so I think he can do that with Brooklyn. He can do that with the Knicks, but he can't do that with Golden State.
Yeah, lost without him this year.
I guess
So
that's
he probably
true.
already
But
kiboshed all of the whole
Yeah.
without him they can't do it.
they also didn't have Clay, which I thought was pretty significant as well.
Sure.
You know?
I mean, I guess it would have gone to Game 7 with Clay if he didn't tear his ACL. And then who knows what would have happened in Game 7.
All right. Well,
But they also had no bench, so it's harder to
yeah.
Whereas
But it's
Toronto
also-
has,
yeah.
Van
Van Fleet, they got Ibaka and all these people. But it's also very impressive how even in the finals, the Warriors still played 10 people, which I think is impressive. Like if you look at if you look at the Rockets in the Western Conference Finals, they played 6 people, 7 people. They don't play that many people. Yeah, exactly. So, but back to the Pelicans. Where do you think they'll end up next year? I think they could make the first round and get bounced.
All right, so who's leaving then the first round?
From this year's playoff pool?
It was Clippers, Spurs.
I think the Clippers, if they get Kawhi, then they're obviously in. If they don't, I think they get bounced out of the playoff pool.
Who were the others? Jazz.
Utah, yeah. See, Utah's a very interesting case because I always think they're not going to make it going into the season. The Thunder. The Thunder is just
Thunder
they will never win
They'll
with
stay in the
Westbrook,
first round, but
Yeah.
they ain't making it past it.
right? That's what I'm saying. But the Utah's a very interesting case because I never think they can make it because all they have is Donovan
Well, they got
Mitchell.
Conley now.
Yeah.
They traded for Conley.
Sure,
They'll be a better team.
but is that going to help them that much? I don't think so.
Rubio.
That much
And they were
better,
better
though. I mean,
with Rubio than just Donovan
that
Mitchell
is true. Because Donovan Mitchell doesn't like handling the ball. He likes to run around and just shoot or whatever. But so who are we taking out of the playoff pool? I guess it's pretty hard. I think
Spurs got him. They'll make it again. They always make it.
yeah, they might make it as a 7-8 seed, but the Lakers, I think we're probably not going to be the first seed because I think we're going to sit LeBron a lot.
Of course. We just care about top 4.
Yeah, as long as we get home court, I think it'll be fine. But yeah. What about the East? Do you think who's coming out of the East next year? I think that's also very interesting.
Well, if Kawhi is gone, then obviously Toronto instantly can't do it anymore.
Yeah. But from all signs, I think Kawhi might have a shot of staying in Toronto.
Well,
He's hanging out. He's going to the Blue Jays game, right?
Yeah.
He's hanging out with his teammates.
He's probably going to do the 1+1 or something like that because he needs 2 years to get to the 10-year.
Oh,
vet.
yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, like the a bigger.
More,
Yeah.
Huh. He'll just do it.
Well, do you think that makes Toronto the favorite in the East?
Yeah.
Versus, let's say the Sixers retain everyone. Like Tobias Harris, Trent Butler, they give him all the max. You don't think they have a shot?
I think if they retain everyone, Philly's winning the East.
Okay.
Siakam could become an all-star. Siakam's pretty good.
He could.
He could, but Philly's a stacked starting lineup.
Philly is very
Except,
stacked.
What's his face? Ben Simmons can't even shoot. So
He
Ben
can't shoot.
Simmons
He
needs
doesn't
to
even
shoot
try
better.
to.
Joel
Joel
Embiid is
Embiid
never
needs
healthy.
He just
He's
needs to
crapping
be
his
healthy.
pants all the time.
Yeah.
I was listening to radio the other day, and the guy was like, Joel Embiid has more stomach problems
Yeah.
than a toddler.
Yeah.
It's
I
very
think he
true.
needs to lay off the liter of soda a day. That ain't
Really?
confident.
I've seen him like eating burgers at the sidelines.
Yeah,
Like, that's not
apparently
healthy
his
for you,
diet
you
is
know.
horrible.
But hey, I don't think the Sixers will win it. If
What
I
about
have to go,
Milwaukee? You think Milwaukee?
I think Milwaukee has a chance.
So if Kawhi is there,
Yeah.
who's gonna get him? Who's gonna get him?
Who's gonna get in?
Or like who's gonna make it to the finals?
I think Milwaukee. I think this year,
regardless of what Kawhi does,
I don't. Yeah, I think because I think this year is a
they kind of
wake up
sweat the
call
bed
for
after that
for
floor.
Giannis. He's never been there before. Like Kawhi obviously has been there multiple times. So I think Giannis next year is gonna be. He's probably gonna win MVP this year.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And he's probably gonna make it to the finals next year. But I think he just needs like a okay jump shot.
Yeah.
The problem
I
with
think he likes to work hard. So I think he'll do it. Unlike Ben Simmons, who didn't do anything.
like at least he tried this year. Ben
Yeah.
Simmons just gave up.
I saw NBA or Giannis hit a couple or like a 3 every.
But the problem is he doesn't shoot, so Toronto just like clogged the lane, right? And so it didn't really work. He's not that great of a passer, so he can really kick it out to.
became a shooter eventually, or able
Right.
to shoot.
You're right. Well, LeBron's the GOAT. Well, he's not the GOAT, but he is pretty good. Well, yeah, we can talk about Toronto's championship. Do you think it's a fluke? Do you think because the
KD
Warriors hurt?
If KD was in it.
That's the consensus.
I mean, when he was there, he was cooking, man.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was like 3
But
threes already.
I think they could still make it a 6 or 7 game
Yeah,
series, even if KD and Clay
Yeah.
were back. But do you think this puts an asterisk next to the championship they won?
Nah, I don't think any. Like, because the thing is, once like, no one cares about a one-time championship,
Yeah.
anyways. It's
Really?
more like
Really? Paul Pierce? You're telling me no one cares
but
about
like-
the Celtics
like
winning the
when you
championship?
win. Like, I guess Canada will care. Like,
Yeah.
but like the Mavericks won one. No one like really cares that much about like the Mavericks won title. Like when the Pistons won in that one time when Lakers and Spurs are winning like all the time, it's like they're having like once no one really pays attention. So like
I think it sort of cements the legacy of like whoever the star player of that team is. Like Dirk,
yeah,
if he didn't win that championship, he
Yeah.
probably wouldn't be as iconic as he was. The Pistons team, they were like iconic.
Big
Like,
shot.
all of them,
Yeah.
they can call themselves NBA champions, and Jeremy Lin can now call himself NBA champion. Pride of Taiwan. You've seen that highlight video of Jeremy Lin in the finals.
The
It's like
arm
pulling
man.
off the
Yeah.
sleeve. You didn't see it? It's like 5 minutes of him like
No,
pulling
there was
off.
also
Thing.
him dribbling the ball down.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
floor.
yeah. Apparently, he had like one turnover in the entire series. That was just, like
Yeah.
that was just like highlight. It was a big deal back home in Taiwan. All the newspaper were like Jeremy Lin,
Yeah.
like humble champion, his road to like carrying our nation to a championship. Yeah, but I think I don't know. I think you can't never call the championship a fluke
Yeah.
because after a few years, people just forget.
Mhm.
Like people talk about the Warriors, like the dynasty. They forget like Kyrie and Caleb was hurt
Exactly.
and like
Kelly Olynyk-
exactly
Kelly Olynyk,
ripped his arm off.
out, and then Kyrie just broke his knee.
I still don't think that was a dirty play, by the way.
Uh,
A lot of people would disagree with me, but how did Kyrie Irving get hurt?
just was tripping, like fell down, I think, and broke his kneecap.
Tragic for Kyrie. Yeah. Well, all right. Well, Toronto won, so I guess it's kind of off. It's kind of timing's a little off, but Masai Ujiri and his like a little incident with the Oakland police. What do you think, Corey?
Absolutely ridiculous. I mean,
On whose part?
On the police.
On the police.
I mean,
yeah.
He's wearing his ID in the photos.
Exactly.
The body cam happens to go off like right before it happens. Everyone
Oh, I
that's
didn't see
standing
that.
around is saying like, "Oh, we saw he clearly had the ID and he presented it, and the officer wouldn't let him on the court." It's just a salty security officer.
Exactly. That's what I think. And now they're saying the security officer had a concussion,
Yeah.
and he's gonna sue like the Raptors.
Ridiculous.
Masai
And-
should be in like UFC now.
Yeah, no, yeah, and I just think it's a salty police officer.
they
Wanted
had
to
to
make
be.
it like a bigger thing than it would be.
He was
And
good on the security officer. Good on the security officer for knowing who even Masai was. Like,
did he though? I don't know. Maybe he just like he saw he was Raptors. He's just
Yeah.
like, I'm not gonna let you in. I'm not gonna let you celebrate, right? And he's just being like particularly hard on him. But I don't even know what Masai did. Did he like punch him? Like, he like pushed him in his face?
I think he was just trying to push past the guy, and he kept like telling him he can't go.
Well, unfortunate situation. I don't know what to say. I mean,
I
puts
don't
a
think anything's gonna happen from it.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, what is Masai still under contract with the Raptors or no?
For one more year.
For one more year.
Yeah.
Where do you think he's going after? He's like the hot commodity. He's like I don't even know. I've never seen an exec being pursued like a player, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, Washington's trying to do everything to get him there.
I know. I saw that. What
but-
10 mil and ownership stake in
Yeah.
the group, and they also own the Redskins. Like that group that owns the Wizards own not just the Wizards. So apparently the deal could be like way more than just the 10 mil. But if I'm a Masai, I would just go to whichever team gives me the most money,
Yeah.
right? Because I'm an exec. I don't really care about, I guess, winning all that much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
In 20 years, no one's going to talk about the legacy of
Of
an
Masai
exec,
Ujiri.
but you'll still have that money in your bank account.
I know. He used to be at
In
Denver.
Yeah. But they didn't
What
want
did
to pay
he-
him.
Did he build like anything special in Denver?
Like the
Or like the current young players?
Iguodala team that lost to the Warriors.
With Melo?
No, the Iguodala team. Like
I don't know
Remember when
who's
the
on that team.
Warriors before the year I think or whatever it was a couple years before the Warriors won.
Yeah.
Because you know how Iggy ended up on the Denver Nuggets
Yeah.
after the Dwight
They
Howard
traded
trade, Dwight Howard trade.
Yeah.
But then it was like Iggy and Ty Lawson and Danilo Gallinari, Wilson Chandler, like
Mm,
all those players.
Okay.
They won like 60+ games and they lost
Really?
4 years or whatever.
I totally forgot about
George
that.
Karl won like Coach of the Year. And
George
got
Karl,
fired or
yeah.
whatever.
Is he still coaching? He's coaching the
Sacramento. Maybe?
No. It's Luke Walton now.
Oh, yeah.
Because he got hired by Sacramento. But George Karl, have you seen his first take interviews? He went on first take. Seems like a nice guy. He was talking about how like a lot of the players didn't have like father figures, so he tried to step in as that role.
George Karl was there for Boogie and then got fired. Right? They replaced him with, like Karl
Boogie and
Malone.
yeah, 'cause he had like a beef with Boogie, right?
Yeah, and then
No,
Mike Malone.
Boogie loved him. No,
Mike Malone and
Mike
Boogie.
Malone was in. Okay, had a thing. Speaking of Boogie, where do you think he'll sign next year? He's a free agent,
Golden State. I think
You think-
he got hurt again.
but I guess he's still healthy to play. Like,
Yeah, but like even last year, he had like a very short year, so he
That's
really needs that 1 year to prove it. Plus the fact that KD is gone and Clay's gone, he'll have time to like put up those points and stuff.
we'll just let the robbery outside, play itself out. Obviously, we don't live in the greatest. Okay. Yeah, it's just burning. It's all burning down. You can see the police out there too. Like, you can see the lights. It's crazy. Why is this area so like so? Wow. Why is there so many police cars? I don't never get
It's a
him
fire
up there.
truck. That's not police.
Sure. Why is there so many fire?
The fire thing was right there. You saw when we walked by.
What
To
fire?
like get anywhere,
Oh,
like,
fire
north or
department.
South, they have to go down the street and then like up or down.
Makes sense. That must be a pain. I just hear it all the time.
It's a pain for us too.
Hey, you pay the rent. I don't pay the rent. I'm fine. All right. Well, the Chase Arena. I think that's also really interesting because I passed through it the other day when I was in my Uber. Uber Black.
Yeah, we were
Uber Black. Yeah. No, I was in my Uber and I passed through it. It looks not that big because it's obviously like a good area. It's still being constructed. But what do you think that would do for the Warriors? People are saying it's going to be like printing money.
Yeah, I don't understand what that's supposed to mean.
Apparently, it's going to be like so much more. Like the tickets are going to be so much more pricier than it was in Oracle Arena, and they're going to make much more money. But I think it loses some of the allure of the Golden State brand of being in Oakland because there are things like strength in numbers, like play the right way, like blue collar working class. Once they move
Now
to San
can be
Francisco,
printing tech worker numbers. over
Exactly,
there,
it's
you
gonna
know?
They
be
gave up on
hedge
that
fund
once
millionaires.
the
Exactly.
dynasty started.
what?
They gave up on that when the dynasty started. They know the
That
the
owner,
audience.
that owner guy
That
who
is true.
pushed Kyle Lowry, he's like
Mark Stevens,
venture
yeah.
capitalist guy.
Exactly,
Tons of
exactly. That's come on. Can we close the window? So
It won't make a difference.
Really?
Yeah, you'll still hear it.
This is
clearly.
so great. This is just great for the quality of the audio. No, so you don't think you think they already gave up on that whole Oakland thing?
They know where the revenue is going to come in because I mean, with the ticket sales that they have now,
Yeah.
especially with the added convenience of SF, it's insane how much money they can make per game.
But there's still like that loyal fan base, like that
For sure.
Oakland fan base.
I
that
think they're
sticks.
going more for like a New York Knicks, LA.
Yeah, like a
Lakers
big
vibe.
market, like
Yeah.
glamorous franchise.
But like, no matter how, I mean, Oakland gave it to them too, right?
Yeah.
No matter how bad you are, they're going to still show up.
that is true.
But now that they have like a winner, right? the Warriors have like some legacy there, trying to establish it, but then also be like, no matter how bad we are, we will charge full price ticket
For the
still make money, right?
exactly.
Lakers are bad.
They still the Knicks
are horrible all the time.
Horrible, fucking horrible.
People will pay because there are rich people in New York.
That is
who
true.
Don't care. They'll just go to
That's true.
games.
So like a security policy,
Exactly.
they're still gonna make the money on this because they were bad. Boy, were the Warriors bad back in the Monte.
Well, the Warriors aren't like Yankees, like
they're not a legacy franchise until I guess recent years, but they do have like a good number of NBA champions. They have the Rick
But
Barry
they have like
thing.
this one little segment. It's
Will-
like the Chicago Bulls had like that, like nice Jordan run, but other than that. Like,
Speaking of the Bulls, how far have they like fallen off? No,
I mean,
they are not
really
making
they
any
got, like,
noise. At
Markkanen and
Levine, but
Chris
that's
Dunn is,
not.
like-
Those are not like best player
no
on a
Zion,
championship team.
no Simmons, nothing like that.
They were bad last year, and they didn't get any good draft picks.
I don't know who did they take this
I don't think they had any good draft picks.
year. Yeah.
Kobe White or something
Oh.
like that. No, I think he went to the Wizards. I'm not sure.
No, Rui Hachimura. Is that?
Oh,
Oh, did they say
Hachimura?
Yeah,
Rui
he went
Hachimura?
to the Wizards.
He was from which college team was it? Virginia? No,
I don't remember.
something orange. I don't know. Maybe he's wearing orange. But he's like what, half Japanese?
Yeah. All I remember, what I heard was that the Wizards did not talk to him at all, and he didn't know they were going to draft him, and they drafted him. Like, they never talked to him. So
Yeah. Did you see that thing about Bol Bol like sliding to number 44?
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's something about his knee, right? I think he's
apparently,
injured.
Like the injury reports are terrible, like on his knee. And it's
He's
not looking
huge,
good.
isn't he? Like,
He's like
his dad was telling
6'7"
us
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
huge. I mean, someone just takes a chance with that.
Nuggets did.
The Nuggets
Yeah.
did, and
They always
I think
did.
yes,
Michael
Porter Jr.
Yeah,
and he's gonna come back next, like this year.
And he was number one high school recruit.
Yeah, I think that if
Well,
they,
no one's trying to sign there other than
I
Bill
guess.
Saps.
I mean, if they pan out, great. The Nuggets could have a really good young team with Michael Porter. If he like turned out to be like a solid player, he could. Someone like a Malcolm Brogdon. But
somehow the Nuggets have like all the asset style like the Celtics do, and yet the Nuggets are not like completely.
But I see a brighter future for them.
Yeah,
Because they have good players that are trending upwards. Celtics, well, I guess you can say Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum might get their like potential unlocked.
like
once
Nikola
now.
Jokic is a all-star,
All-star.
and like
He's an all-star.
they won the most games, and then
No, second.
most.
They
Yeah,
were
Warriors
like one
won.
game down the Warriors. But we
And
saw them play at Oracle,
And they
right? They still,
destroyed
I
by
just
20,
don't, yeah, I just don't think they're like ready to take the next step. But I think give them a few years.
because they're
They'll be
deep,
ready.
just like
They are deep. They are
Toronto is,
Yeah.
but Jamal Murray needs to be a little bit better.
Jamal Murray. I think he has a bright future. I think he could be a superstar.
He can shoot. Jokic is like very good, but it's hard to be like a big guy who like is more of like a facilitator.
Yeah.
He scores every now and then kind of style. To, like,
Jokic?
carry
MVP candidate.
for a second round pick, man. He's good. And he's
Remember when
Nurkic was the
they,
other guy.
remember when
Who's
they
the
had
brand?
to choose one?
Yeah, good
'cause
decision.
you
Nurkic's
think-
always hurt.
But Nurkic is also a good player.
Yeah.
Different styles a little bit. Nurkic is more of a traditional sort of inside post player, but Jokic is he moves really slowly, but he somehow gets the play done.
Hey, who's my
It's-
fantasy team? He's pretty good.
Did you win your fantasy league?
Nah,
Exactly. Did you win your fantasy league?
No.
In the same league? Who won?
It was a guy who
Huh?
came out of nowhere towards the end.
Yeah.
Hey, all you need to know is like at the end things always shake up because like injuries. You usually gotta like work the waiver wire.
No,
Gotta keep
the
an eye on
scoring system was hella weird because it was like -1 for every shot you missed. It was
Oh,
That's
so you
why-
gotta choose people with like a high, like Rudy
Yeah, go for
Gobert.
it.
Like you gotta
Yeah,
like
yeah.
We weren't aware of the system when the draft happened.
when the draft happened. Oh, that's your fault. All right, well we can switch gears a little bit. To which you should say the LeVar Ball thing.
No,
No, I'm not Molly, so I guess. All right, so we're gonna talk about baseball, and this has been a long-standing issue because
well, only with Corey.
yes. So me and Yusuf we're Dodgers fans, I guess.
Sure.
Are you not a Dodgers fan? I'm a Giants fan. Giants fan, Dodgers fan, whatever. But of course, an Angels fans. No one liked the Angels, and we're always trashing on the Angels because they absolutely suck. But Corey thinks the Angels are going to win it all next year, right? You
Yeah.
said that, and Okay, just let us hear your justification as to why they're going to win it all next year.
Okay. The
Yes.
reason we have sucked for the last few years
Yes.
and been like stuck in this 500 mediocrity
Yes.
is because we previously had front office management that
Yes.
was completely incompetent. And they
Okay.
have taken that incompetence with them to Seattle, luckily. And that's why, Jerry
Okay.
Dipoto is making a trade every day of the week now.
Okay.
The dude is fixated on it. We
Okay.
could have had Vlad Jr., but instead we took Roberto Baldaquin,
I don't know.
who never made it out of the minors.
Okay.
Horrible signing decision.
Okay.
And passed up on the future number one prospect in baseball.
Vlad Jr.?
Yes.
Vlad Jr. is like what, 450 pounds? Have you seen him?
Oh my god.
That guy's put
Yeah.
the soda down. Jesus
Oh
Christ.
my god.
Yeah, he is with the Blue Jays.
All
Right?
right, listen. Luckily, he's
Okay.
gonna have like a nutritionist with him, and
Hopefully.
they'll be able to.
Hey, I'm rooting for the guy. I like his dad.
Listen, the Blue Jays are gonna spend millions of dollars on making sure he's in tip
Okay.
top shape.
All right. Bad management, you got rid of him.
Yeah.
What's the next
So
reason?
we've got a farm system on the right, just to end up on like the borderline playoff spots. We can get knocked out in the first round.
Yeah.
So we've got good prospects. Joe Adell is shaping up to be a superstar. Was out most of the season with an injury from spring training, but now is batting like close to 400 in Double-A.
Yep.
And then we've got some good pitching on the rise, like Griffin Canning and Jose Suarez.
Okay.
So the farm system's coming together.
Okay.
The offense is already looking good this season.
But
when
the
everyone can
pitching,
stay
right?
healthy.
That's
It's
the problem.
the pitching. The bullpen's come together nicely. We've made
Okay.
some good trades, but it's the rotation. Garrett Cole is a free agent this offseason. We can sign him. And at the end of the day, we've got other prospects coming up. We might have to deal some of the prospects from the infield and outfield positions since we have more depth. But we're putting together a good team.
Okay.
We have good management.
Okay.
And if Mike Trout feels confident enough to stay here for the rest of his career, then I
That
think
is
as
true.
Angels fans, we are obligated to trust him.
To
Billy
trust
Eppler.
to trust the franchise?
Yes.
Okay. So who do you think they could potentially sign this offseason to beef up their starting pitching? I guess
The
that's
big
the
one's
biggest problem.
Garrett Cole. I mean,
Okay.
the starting pitching market isn't going to move at all until he signs, based on how things have worked these last couple seasons with the big stars waiting forever, and then after that,
That is
everyone
true.
else signing. So Garrett Cole is going to be the one we're gunning for. I
Mhm.
think it's probably going to be between us and Houston bidding for him.
Okay.
We're going to have to drop probably somewhere close to $200 million on him.
On a long, like, how long is the deal going? Like 7 years,
It'll probably
5
be
years?
something I would guess like 7 years, 175,
Okay.
something in that range.
Okay.
If Patrick Corbin can get 150, Garrett Cole can get more than that.
Who does he play for right now?
Corbin or
No,
Cole?
Cole.
Astros.
Huh.
So the big thing with that is that you take their first or second best starting pitcher
Okay.
and you're stealing it from them.
Okay.
And considering Verlander's only on the books for one more season
One more
after
year.
this one.
You think Justin Verlander's going to go to the Angels?
No, I don't think Verlander's coming.
Yeah.
But,
I don't think anyone's going.
maybe he moves
To be
on from
honest.
Houston, or at the very least, he's aging.
He is aging. Well, how is he doing this year?
He's doing great, but I mean,
Really?
eventually the age is going to catch up. He's like 36, 37 now. So
So you think the Angels are legit going to win next year?
even if we don't win, I think we're a quality contender.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I think the Dodgers are going to win all this year.
I think
At
we
some-
should.
Yeah, at some point, it's got to be our year, right?
I don't think it
Every
has to
year's
be.
our year,
I
but
think 2017 should have been.
yeah, but it's not mentioned that. That's just a bad trade for you, Darvish, right? That was
I mean,
the
it
year
wasn't a
talking
bad
about.
trade.
It wasn't a bad trade.
It was bad
It's
to
bad
put him in Game
pitching.
7.
It's bad pitching. He's doing like horribly right now, right?
Horrible for
Exactly. So he used to be good though. When we traded for him, he was like doing okay for the Rangers, I guess.
Rangers.
Yeah, he was solid
So-
for the Rangers for a long time.
But we broke him.
Clearly.
I just don't think he's clutch. That's the thing. Some people can't handle Game 7. He obviously can't handle
You
Game
just want
7.
to get it done early. You know?
I mean, yeah, but look at how he's deteriorated with the Cubs.
How old is he? He's not that.
He's
old,
not
is
that
he?
old.
how long does he have? The Cubs?
I want to say
4 years.
4 or 5 years.
It's not horrible. I guess they can wait it out.
Yeah,
Maybe he'll get better next year.
They were saying that last year, and so far he's been pretty
Okay.
much more of the same.
Okay. All right. So those are reasons that you think Angels are going to win it all next year. Now, the second topic is this has also been a long-standing issue. Corey thinks the Angels have one of, if not the best farm systems or farm,
Definitely
prospects
not the best. but
in the
we're-
MLB.
I'd say we're top 10.
right? And you said on a Bleacher Report
Yeah,
ranking,
like
they were
21 or 22.
21, yeah.
something
out
like
of 30
30,
teams.
that. Yeah.
And so that's obviously not one of the best. And so Corey's defense in that is that the Bleacher Report ranking system sucks, or
It's
the
bad for
people who do
everything.
that. Okay, well, why is it bad for everything? What do you think they got wrong in their rankings?
Their power rankings for
Yeah.
both farm systems and teams are always
Yeah.
insanely off.
Okay,
They always prioritize the big market teams. Like if Tampa
Okay.
was 5 games above the Dodgers, they'll still throw the Dodgers above Tampa, just because at the end of the day, that's what the readers want to see. They're not there. They're not
Okay.
providing quality content. They're providing, what's going to get our readers to look at it.
that makes sense
Sure.
to like prioritize the big market teams,
Mhm.
but like, aren't you just reading like the Orange County like Angels.com or something? You know what I mean? Like, where are you getting all this information from? You got to be unbiased, and
I mean,
Bleacher
the farm
Report is
system
technically
rankings are
unbiased.
just straight out of Bleacher Report.
Yeah,
so,
so it's an
like-
unbiased
But where's
source.
your
Yeah, like
farm
where is
system
your farm
belief
system
coming
ranking from? Do you have a
The
ranking?
Actual like MLB.com and
Okay.
like some of the actual like verified like minor league like based sites that like do a lot of the farm system rankings and like prospect
You
rankings.
think those are better?
I would think that like groups that are solely made for the purpose of looking at prospects in baseball probably are better than whoever at Bleacher Report is coming up with this stuff.
Okay. Speaking of Tampa Bay, today I was reading a story about how are they like discussing becoming a 2-city team,
Yes.
playing half the games in Tampa Bay, half the games in Montreal? What do you think of that move? You think it makes sense? You think it's going to happen?
One of the worst moves you could ever do as a franchise. Like
Okay.
at the end of the day, you would be rewarding the fans of your city who have been following your team for years by cutting out the second half of the season for them.
Yeah.
In which case, someone who's been a lifelong Tampa Bay Rays fan wouldn't even get to
How many of those are there? It's like 5.
Clearly not many. Based on
Exactly.
their attendance.
So what the Tampa Bay Rays are saying is that by the way things are going, if they keep on playing in Tampa Bay, very soon they're gonna have to move
Mhm.
because it's not going well for them,
It's
right?
As a
No one
Tampa
is going.
Bay fan,
Exactly.
are you happier having 0 Tampa Bay baseball
Or half
having like
Tampa Bay
something? Because they're saying that like this is the only way they can get enough money
to like stay operating.
But a big part of that is like the current stadium location. They're not in Tampa. They're in St. Petersburg. They're like a half.
Nice city.
They're a half
Is
hour
it?
outside of Tampa. You can't say.
You think that's really that big of a problem?
But like the Niners are in Santa Clara, but they're say the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's hard to get to the stadium, fans are gonna have trouble getting there. And the Trop is a horrible stadium.
What about Tampa's in what, Florida? Am I not mistaken?
it's-
Okay. There's another team in Florida.
There is.
The
Miami.
Miami Marlins.
Yes.
How are they doing? Like how? Well, I guess it's Miami's a bigger market, but they seem to be doing all right. You know.
Their attendance is
Financially?
not great,
Okay.
and financially they're bad. But
I've heard that,
probably
but
comes down more to the fact that
the
they had
ownership,
horrible ownership
Yeah.
that destroyed the team.
and they're just not a good team. I
Yeah.
guess in
You
general,
can't get fans to come out when you have a AAA team on the field.
basically. But I honestly don't think it's a bad move. You play half the games in Montreal. If Montreal wants a baseball team, and they're throwing this out there obviously because they want a baseball team,
Well, yeah.
all the power to them, right? To stay alive, right? If they're doing well, then don't split it. But
But I
No.
mean, think about it this way: how is Tampa/Montreal going to get players to go to their team when, if you play for that team, you now have to buy 2 houses, one in Tampa, one in Montreal?
that is true.
It's difficult for your family because you either won't be spending time with them,
That
or
is
you have
true.
to move them
You
twice
have
a
to
year.
move. Yeah.
It just complicates your situation. And I mean, Montreal's team initially left because they had horrible attendance.
They had a team there.
Yeah, the Expos played there for a while.
Who's the Expos? Who's the Expos?
National.
The Washington Nationals.
Technically, they're Nationals now. Yeah.
And they had horrible attendance.
Yeah, they had bad attendance, and the team in, I believe, it was 2004.
Really.
Hey, Canada
Yeah.
is ready for more sports.
Exactly.
So,
They're
yeah.
ready for more championships.
They are.
You know. You
But
think they are.
I don't think this is the way to go.
And they're
about
gonna
it.
have to learn French because it's in Quebec, right? The players gonna have to learn French, and they're gonna have to. I don't know. I don't even know what they have to do. But I get, I get your point about it's gonna make life more difficult for the players. But- Exactly.
I mean,
it's Tampa
It's
Bay.
more like the
Tampa Bay.
complication of it, right? Like, why would I want to go like to a team where I'm gonna have to move twice a year when I could go to a team that is actually normally functioning and doesn't require
Yeah,
constant
yeah. I get that
Team has your rights and your force.
exactly because It's
Yeah,
not
but,
like
like,
they're
this is for,
signing
like,
free
free
agents.
agents.
you know?
Part of
not
it,
like-
I mean, ownership should be spending more money.
Yeah,
that's-
but they're not
that's
pulling like
Isn't
big
there like
free
a
agents
$65
anyways.
million roster or something?
Yeah, they
Like,
have one of the
really
cheapest payrolls, and they're a
Maybe
good
that's
team
why-
even with it. So if
Really?
they built
Oh, yeah.
around it, they could be a.
They've always been
strong
known
contender.
for being a sort of a cheap franchise.
Yeah,
I
they're
think
like
that's
Oakland
always
in that regard.
in athletics.
Yeah.
Which is doing fine,
Mhm.
by the way. So, I mean, they're doing well. Chris Davis,
Mhm.
how has he suddenly become so good when he went to Oakland? I thought he wasn't that good before he went.
I mean,
Got
he's
no-
kind of, I think, the main guy in like the fly ball revolution, where you just swing.
Oh, when they juice up the balls?
That obviously helps.
Yeah, it's like playing. Yeah, they did something to the balls. Now it's
Oh,
probably
yeah.
like bouncier,
Mhm.
and they just like crank that shit out
Yeah.
the wall.
Less air resistance on him.
Less air resistance.
Oakland gonna
That's
try
it.
to trade him.
Really? Would they?
No, they signed him for a couple more seasons.
But he's gonna command too much money after this because he's playing like way above.
I mean, the problem
what
is
they're
that
paid.
a designated hitter doesn't get that much money. Like JD Martinez is the highest paid one right now. And
really?
Yeah. So I mean, like 25 million a year is like the ceiling for a guy that's going to absolutely just crush it for you. And anything less than that, I mean,
What was
Chris
that
Davis,
Mike Trout get paid? It's a hitter.
36 mil a year for someone like
That's
that.
crazy. I don't think any baseball player does such an impact that they require that much money.
Yeah, but if there's no cap, like who cares, right?
I
Like,
guess you have to sign
Yeah.
him to stay. Well, just bad choice for Mike Trout. I think he would be much. I don't know if he'd be happier, but he definitely wouldn't want on another franchise.
Stripes would look nice. I think.
Yeah, or he shouldn't have signed that long of a deal.
Yeah,
He
the
should've,
length is,
split
like,
it
a
out.
lot of
Yeah, do
Yeah,
like a
I mean,
4
like,
year.
If you don't sign like a long-term deal like that, like no one's going to sign him until his mid-40s. If he's going to sign a
Yeah.
long-term deal, it's got to be within the next like year or two.
how old is he? Like 20.
He's 27.
Oh, he's only 27.
Why can't he sign a deal when he's like 32 or something?
Because no one's going to give him a 10-year deal when he's 32.
No, how
Sign
long
a
is
5-year
his?
deal.
How long is his year deal right now? It's like 10-year deal,
It's
right?
so he had up through the end of 2020, and then he added 10 years on top of that. So he's got 12 years.
So he's basically gonna like definitely spend.
Yeah, of course.
He's
Now,
retiring as an agent.
Yeah. Whoa.
Can you imagine if like other like LeBron had like you know what, Cleveland?
I'm gonna
You
give
guys
you
have
a
never done
10-year
anything
deal.
for me.
Exactly.
You know,
That's
but
just
I'm gonna
bad-
Stay here forever.
Bad sense as a player.
Yeah.
But I get if he really enjoys Anaheim that much, maybe he has like a season pass to Disneyland. He goes like every fucking day, right? Enjoys the fireworks.
They must have told him something. Like
They must
give him,
have,
like,
yeah.
a master
Yeah.
plan
Maybe
and
they
tell
give him
what
like
we're gonna do.
part
Yeah.
ownership after he's
That's
done.
what they said.
right?
They went over like the 12-year plan like,
Yeah.
with him for every year that he's there. And they say he's invested in the minor league where he calls up these guys like all the time that are in the farm. He's invested in the team.
He's investing in
It's just hard, I guess, if you're not part of like a group that has the endless pocket style like Yankees and Dodgers.
That is true. Well, what about Shohei though? When is his contract end?
Oh,
Yeah.
he had 6 years, so he's
He
up.
gets paid like nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
but-
making basically nothing. He's got
That
through
kinda
2023.
But how old is he? He's like 21, 22, right?
No, he's
Not even.
20. No, he's 24.
Really?
He plays Japan for a little bit.
Yeah, last year was
Okay.
his age 23 season. So he's 24.
Okay. Well, what do you think? Do you think he'll stay with the Angels?
Probably.
Well, there's still a long time to go.
Yeah,
guess.
I mean,
It's-
if we offer him an
Like
extension,
you
of
wanted
maybe
to
for
come
a
to the
while.
Angels, right?
oh, you want to
Yeah.
go to LA? You want to go to LA? Angels were just like, yo, it's like Disneyland, and he was like, this is LA. When the Dodgers were like, no, it's not LA.
No. He
You
had
wanted
a
to go
choice
to
of
LA.
30 MLB teams that all were begging for him. He
Okay.
chose his finalists, and we were the one that he wanted.
I'm pretty sure it was like between the Dodgers and the Angels. Well, he
It
said he
was
wanted to go
that-
to LA.
He never
or
said
West
he wanted to
Coast.
go to LA. He
West
wanted
Coast.
West Coast.
What is that? It's not going to athletics or like. Oh, look at the Giants. Maybe he had a shot.
The A's didn't make it to that final round.
I'm telling you, it's Disneyland. They got the new Star Wars park. Maybe that's why. He's like,
All he said after he signed was
Yeah.
that he felt really comfortable
no,
with
he
us.
can't speak English, so he didn't say that. So let's just throw that out the window.
He's working on it.
Hey,
He
he's got
is.
his boy Ipe,
Who's that?
the translator,
Oh.
that hangs out with the
Ipe?
team like 24/7.
Ipe?
Ipe. He's from Orange County.
He should start to learn English, you know? Like
He has been. He's done some interviews
Suzuki
like in
can
English.
can speak English. So he's a legend in Japan, by the way.
Yeah, of
Before he
course.
came here, he was like the hottest shit. I still remember like because he was like both pitching and batting in high school. And that's what they do. Like in high school baseball, a lot of people do that. But he was the only one that carried that to the pros because the pros are supposed to just focus on one thing. We continue to do it too. But now he's only batting for the
What was
A's
he hurt?
at this point.
Because he tore his UCL,
What's that? UCL?
ulnar collateral ligament.
So where's
That's
that?
when
Where's
you get
that?
Tommy John.
Like here or something?
It's like in your
Arm?
elbow, forearm.
But he can still bat.
Yeah, he can still bat with it. He just had to take a little time off before that, which he had the
For
offseason
pitching.
for. And then
I
he,
guess.
starting in the next couple weeks, is going to begin his throwing regimen.
Okay.
And then by the beginning of spring training next year, he should be ready to go pitching.
But how is he batting? Is he batting all right?
He's been good. He started out his first couple weeks were a little slow, but in the
Yeah.
last few weeks, he's definitely.
He hit a cycle. I saw that
he
thing
hit
on
the
the
cycle.
news. The first Asian person to do that, something like that.
First Japanese one, I think, probably first Asian player. Yeah.
Suzuki didn't do it.
I don't think
Ichiro. He's retired, right?
Yeah, he retired
Last
technically-
year.
No, well, technically he played the first 2 games of the season in that Japan series, that was A's and Mariners,
Yeah.
and then retired after.
That must feel good to have your home crowd cheering you on as you retire. Now, he was playing for Seattle, right?
Yeah.
Who does Seattle have now? Is Cano still in Seattle?
No, they traded him to the Mets.
The Mets.
Yeah, he's on the Mets.
What?
Seattle's rebuilding right now. They signed Kikuchi this past offseason.
Okay.
Who has struggled, but other than that, they're pretty much just rebuilding.
Are the Mets good? Are they a threat to anyone?
No.
No.
They want to be. But,
They have Syndergaard. They have
I mean, DeGrom's their best pitcher. For sure.
who's that guy who used to be their third baseman? Who's really good, but he's just out of control, as a person. No, David something.
We're talking about David Wright.
Yeah, he's out of control, right?
Not out of
No,
no,
I thought he had a temper problem or something. I thought,
definitely.
my bad, David Wright. If you're listening, I apologize. Okay, well, I want to talk about the Dodgers because I think they're gonna win the World Series this year. Yeah. And Cody Bellinger is really on his way into superstardom. He could be the next Bryce Harper or something. Command a huge deal. What do you think, Corey? You think they're gonna win it this year?
I think they should win it this year.
No, I'm not talking about should. Do you think they will win it this year?
No.
And if not, then who is? Do you think they'll make the World Series? How about that? We'll start with that.
Yes.
And who do you think legitimately could challenge them in the World Series?
I
From
think it's
the
going to
AL.
be a 2017 rematch, and I think the Astros are going to beat them.
Astros. Really?
Yes.
Who from that team to now, what has changed with the Astros? Who has gone away and who has gone in?
I mean, there haven't been a ton of roster changes.
Gurriel's gone, right? No.
I think Gurriel's still on the team.
Okay.
Not 100% on that. I mean, I think the biggest loss they've had is probably Dallas Keuchel.
Mm.
But
Okay.
by last season, it's not like he was an ace anymore, anyways.
Okay.
So it won't be huge for them. And then
Okay.
they're bringing up some of their newer prospects now, like Jordan Alvarez. I think is his name that they brought up a couple weeks ago. He's been hitting well for them. But at the end of the day, I think that they still have a lot more firepower than any of the other AL teams.
What do you think? Do you think the Astros going to challenge the Dodgers? You think the
Well,
Dodgers will win it?
They gotta win it at some point.
Yeah, I know. We can't keep making the World Series and not win it. I'm ready. If we make it this year, we have to win it. And I think, I don't know. Last year, we didn't really have that much of a chance anyways. Yeah. And what happened to them? They just caught lightning at the bottom. This is the exact same
Yeah.
roster, just falling apart.
That the Dodgers display should be commended as well. I mean,
Yeah, because they consistently one of the top contenders. At some point, they got to win. Or else they're I'm trying to think of an NBA team. Like the Spurs, maybe? No. The Cavs never win it. They're always in the thing. All right, so Dodgers World Series. I'm ready. We can go to.
Dodgers Yankees would be a very nice series.
That would be a
Dodgers
very
Red Sox is a
interesting
good one.
series.
Obviously,
But Dodgers Yankees will be,
I think so.
right? Two of the biggest markets, right? And you got Aaron Judge and Stanton. Is he coming back anytime soon?
Yeah.
It's
I
in the
believe,
minor leagues, something like that.
Today.
the Bronx Bombers.
Really?
Yeah.
The baby Bronx Bombers. Yeah, because they're all young. And the Dodgers, I think, what's his name? Walker Buehler.
Oh,
It's going to be the next great pitcher of our era.
I agree.
I think he's going to be the next Kershaw.
He had a 9-inning game yesterday.
Really?
9-inning shutout.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Or 1 run.
Game 7 World Series, I'd have him over Kershaw any day. I'd have him over any of the pitchers on the
Yeah,
Dodgers,
but
honestly.
it won't be him. It'll be the next Yu Darvish.
It would be, yeah.
Someone that chokes early on.
Yeah, we'll probably trade for someone. Who's available for trade? Who's like a good pitcher that's available for trade? He's not good. He's not good
In the playoffs,
anymore.
win you a World
That is
Series,
true.
right?
He is clutch, so
Someone
I would
will
want it.
overpay for the clutch factor.
Someone would overtrade for that.
Yeah.
You think the Giants are still looking for trade? I think it's disrespectful. I honestly think so.
I think
If I'm Matt Bum, I'd get
because I mean,
disrespectful.
if they're rebuilding, you might as well trade him and let him win more World Series, anyways, or go for it.
But like, you got to take care of your dude. He's your dude, right?
But Posey is like the face of the franchise now.
Apparently, Posey is like really falling off, right?
But like he's never going anywhere.
You know, he lives in Millennium Tower. It's in downtown San Francisco. Yeah, it's like a apartment building that's like sinking into the ground. Have you heard about the? Yeah. He lives apparently in that.
He likes to ride ATVs. I'm sure he's outside the town a little
But it would
bit.
be very weird if Matt Bum get traded to the Dodgers though, because they're like
That would be-
rivals.
yeah.
So Giants wouldn't really do business with Dodgers in the first place. Remember, he was yelling at Muncie.
Yes.
So this still going on, right?
They're not trading.
They'll
for
trade
him,
him to the
but someone.
AL.
We could use him. I mean, yeah. But our starting pitching is already pretty solid.
It's the bullpen.
That needs trouble. Who's like a good reliever we could trade? What was that guy who's like on fire for the like a couple years ago for the Brewers or whatever, the Indians?
Are you talking about
The guy that like pitched
Miller
like
fell off a cliff.
exactly. So who else is like a good reliever?
I mean, the Brewers have Hader, but they're definitely not.
Hader, yeah.
I mean, they're contending. They're not trading him.
Yeah, the Brewers are contending, but are they doing better than us record wise?
No, but I mean, they're probably going to win that. Also.
Dodgers
Or
are
them or
number one in the
Cubs.
NL. Dodgers are the best record in the NL.
I'm
I
not sure.
think Dodgers have the best record overall.
Really?
Well, it was close. It's all very close.
I mean, like it's changing.
Who's a close second?
There's Astros, Yankees, and
Astros.
Rays, right?
The Rays,
I think Rays are like.
Oh, Minnesota too.
the Twins,
Yeah.
They're
Joe
gonna-
Mauer.
He retired last year.
They had another guy with a name like that. Is it the catcher, Joe Mauer? Yeah.
He was their catcher.
Is the catcher? I used to have him on the show 10, the cover of the show 10.
They retired his jersey last week.
Oh, good for him. He's a good player.
Yeah.
Good player. All right, let's see. What else do we have? Who will win the NBA Finals next season? Did we talk about that?
Just said the Lakers. Well,
You
we
think
didn't
the
talk
Lakers?
about it. We just talked about the Lakers.
Oh, I want to talk about it. Let's take official
Lakers.
predictions about who would win the NBA Finals. If you had to choose one team right now, based on what you think is going to happen in free agency, how the draft went out, who do you think it will be? I don't think it will be the Lakers, just because I've lost all faith at this point. We always overshoot, right?
Yeah.
And we never achieve it. Last year, we thought we were going to win the finals. But what happened,
No,
right?
Last year was unlikely that we would win the finals just because it went to like randos.
Yeah, it's a bad team.
But the thing is that Denver very unlikely to win the finals.
Yeah, I don't think they're going.
Or I mean,
anywhere.
even getting outright Denver. I mean, like Jokic is like their best player, but like, you don't have too much faith in what's going on. I would take LeBron over and AD over like any of those players.
Yeah.
Portland is interesting, but if I had to take a playoff series, I'd still take the Lakers at
Yeah.
this point, regardless of who ends up on the team.
Yeah.
Golden State versus Lakers would be very interesting to see because
It would be. The
It would
the whole
be very-
LeBron versus Golden
Exactly.
State factor.
That's a tough one. I think Houston could probably beat the Lakers.
I think they have a shot. If
There's no
we haven't
beef
talked
going
about the whole
down.
Chris Paul James
Yeah,
Harden
there's no
beef, right?
going down.
You don't think there's no beef?
No,
I can
I'm saying
see how
if
there's
they-
beef,
If there
right?
is no beef going down during the season, if they keep
But
Mike D'Antoni.
You think it's true that Chris Paul is actually looking to play somewhere else?
Yeah, I think the players have to hate James Harden. Like he's got to be so very frustrating to play with.
I could see that, but do you think Chris Paul is actually wanting out?
No. I don't.
You don't think so?
I think it's like a little like over-reported. Like I think
Okay.
like he's probably like open to playing elsewhere, but I don't. I mean,
Maybe
he's not going anywhere.
Maybe he like leaked it to be like a different way of getting the message to James Harden, just being
But-
like,
Yeah, I don't see. First of all, they can't trade his contract
Yeah,
because it's
absolutely,
just
absolutely.
one of the worst, right? So they're going to trade him. If they trade him, they'll trade him for much less than what
some
they
people
could
said
have.
like
Right.
the Sixers with Jimmy Butler, if they did sign and trade for Jimmy Butler and then trade for Paul.
How would that make
I
sense?
don't know,
Right?
but that's like something.
I don't know. And this whole Mike D'Antoni thing. I've heard a lot of people say that is the real drama that's happening.
Yeah.
Houston.
It's a little interesting that he's unwilling to take a incentive, winning incentive laden deal.
But I get that though on a principle level. It's like
Sure.
I'm a coach with legacy, right? I'm a coach that's won you so many games, and you're telling me I have to like win to get my money.
Deal?
No, he's left. He has a 1 year remaining.
1 year left.
No, but I thought what they offered him was a 1 year extension with
I don't
I'm
think
not
so.
sure.
I don't think so. I think it's like on a per year basis is for $5 million, guaranteed.
Yeah.
And like $1 million every round you win.
It could be. I have no idea about
I don't think it's
the length of the
I thought it was a short.
I think it's a
I know
3
right
year
now
deal or something.
he's like 1 year deal left, or 1 year on his deal left.
Yeah, but I don't know. I get it from his part, but I also get it from the Rockets' part because they're like, well, we got to win something. You have nothing to show for it. You just get stomped out by the Warriors, right?
But I feel like it's also smart to just leave it as it is.
Yeah.
Because if you can't win this year,
when it's wide open,
yeah,
right?
Then it's
then you can break it off.
Yeah.
Give him one more try. I think
because then you're saying, oh, we need Draymond to be gone or Clay to be gone, and then that just means this team isn't good.
But I think fundamentally, people just think the way they play doesn't win games.
Yes, don't.
Win doesn't
Harden
win playoffs.
is for a different day to talk about, but
okay, we can do another topic. The hate on James Harden.
It's just a bunch of ball hogging.
Yeah.
Chris Paul needs the ball. James Harden needs the ball, and all they do is dribble,
and then James Harden shoots like a step back.
Yeah, it's like pick and roll, Clint Capella, and then either have him roll, or James Harden just goes to the thing, or kick it out to shooters. But it's not it's very simplified version of the way the Warriors play, where Warriors doing all moving around and everything. Even Toronto has more action. It's just pure ISO for
It's just pure ISO.
Yeah, pure ISO.
But James Harden can score. I think.
I mean, it's easy to score and it's tough.
Yeah, but he might be one of the most unstoppable offensive weapons. Even though he shoots 20 free throws a game, he's still unstoppable. You can't stop him.
I mean, I wonder how many points he'd score on a blacktop.
On a blacktop? Yeah, when you can't shoot free throws.
Face punched in.
Hey, but he just look at his movement. It's all very deliberate. The way he lays the ball up, he does this little swing through. He would pull his arms from. So, but I admire that. He's taking advantage of the rules.
No.
He's not playing the right way, but he's taking advantage of the rules, which you can't hate on that.
Karma has made it such that he isn't winning.
He doesn't win
until he plays basketball the right way. He won't win. But I feel like his teammates can't really like him that much, anyways. If you're another star player, I don't think they like playing with him. The role guys, they're sure.
Whatever.
But they're
Don't
probably
get the ball
why
that
does he?
much
They're probably why doesn't he do anything on defense? Why doesn't he not have the ball ever? So.
Yeah. Well, he's underrated defender. I think. It's not. It's not
You
horrible.
should watch YouTube a little bit on his highlights.
Yeah. No, people just hate on him. That's the thing. People just hate on him. Just like people hate on Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce is a really good player. He's fine.
I think Jalen Rose roasted him enough on that. So.
When they talked about he was better than Dwayne Wade, and they completely roasted him.
When Jalen Rose was reading off Wade's accomplishments next to Paul Pierce,
next to his frowning face.
Yeah.
It's the best thing ever. All right. Well, you said who did you say was going to win the NBA Finals?
That's the Lakers.
The Lakers. Okay, sticking with your gut.
They have two top five.
All right, Corey. I want an explanation of who you think is going to win.
The Milwaukee Bucks.
Okay. Well,
I don't think the Lakers have what it takes to win it all with that current roster because I don't think they'll have the depth to make it deep into the playoffs.
Okay.
Fair.
That's fair.
They're top heavy, especially if one of the guys gets injured and misses a game or two. That'll be the end of their season.
Okay. And are you assuming Kawhi stays or no? In this situation.
I don't think it matters.
Okay.
Unless Kawhi is going to the Lakers, I guess, is the only thing, which isn't going to happen. But
Kawhi, I don't think he's going to the Lakers.
Yeah.
He's not going.
So assuming he stays or he's going to the Clippers and any of the other rumored places, I think the Bucks are winning.
Okay. Well, I think previously I did say I think the Bucks are going to be the East team that makes it to the NBA Finals, but I think that's contingent on them retaining
Middleton.
Is he a free agent?
Yeah.
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 Okay. So
he's a regular.
Okay, so they have to retain most of their core.
Yeah.
That includes Brogdon, that includes Middleton, even Brook Lopez, who helped them a lot with the shooting from the outside. They have to sort of keep the core in the way they play.
Yeah.
If they can do that, then I think, like Corey said, whatever happens with Kawhi, I think they'll make it out of the East. But since I'm a Lakers fan, I have to go with the Lakers. Even though deep down I think it's highly unlikely.
You really think that Milwaukee could beat the Lakers?
I don't know. Because
Giannis in his first NBA Finals, and if he can't shoot, you don't think
Ah.
LeBron James is telling his coach, "Hey,
sag
when
off
I
me.
couldn't shoot, this is exactly how Greg Popovich defended
Yep,
me.
yep.
Rick Carl defended against me. I feel like he would know
Completely
exactly
just
how to
sagged
defend
off
against
him.
Giannis.
Yeah,
And Giannis or LeBron and AD are two players. Well, LeBron, is he better than Giannis? Who knows at this point? And AD and Giannis might actually
they're like
be
at the same
similar.
level. I mean,
So
I think it's hard to predict without seeing how LeBron and AD actually works on the court. Because, like you said, they're two of the top 5 players, and any team who have two of the top 5 players, like Steph and KD, they should automatically be included in, if not the favorite, right? But then again, it's the rest of the roster you have to worry about. Who are you gonna get? You can always get guys like the ring chasers, like I talked about. You can get like Vince Carter. This is what I believe. I think Vince Carter is gonna sign the Lakers. That's what I think, because he said he wants to play another year. I think he wants a ring, so he's gonna come to the Lakers.
Hey, Vince Carter, Dwayne Wade comes out of retirement.
Dwayne Wade's gonna Melo. We'll have the banana boat like on the court.
100% Melo was
Really?
so coming to the team.
You think so?
Yeah,
I think Melo is
because
the
they
dude.
were considering it last year, but because the Lakers were like not gonna make the playoffs, they were like, "There's no point in doing it." But this year, he's got to be.
But I think Melo is the dude that everyone says we'd love to play with you, and then make up some excuse about how they can't sign it. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to the Lakers, but I don't really want him on the Lakers because depending on how like things ended in
LeBron
Houston,
can convince him to be the
just
right
catch
player.
and shoot.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. Melo has really just fallen off. He's such a good
LeBron
player,
could
too.
somehow convince him to be a bench, energizing money off the bench.
A bench scorer, like a Jamal Crawford type.
Exactly.
He's gonna want to start. He's gonna be in like when he's back in Houston. He's like, remember when the press conference they're like, he's gonna be benched in Oklahoma City. He's like, they say I'm going to the bench. It's gonna be that whole thing again. But
do you think Kawhi's going to be in the Raptors or Clippers?
I honestly don't know because first of all, like there's not a lot of information coming out of his camp. He just doesn't say anything.
Here's what's confusing to me is when people say that if Kawhi goes to the Clippers, they're instantly like amazing. Like they won 48 games in the West.
The main argument,
the Raptors have Lowry, and I think Siakam is pretty good too. I mean, he played like 25 in the first game. So and Marcus Gasol there. Like I think he's a free agent or whatever. But they have more like higher end capable players. Clippers are just deep, and that's like about it.
I think the main argument people say is they went 6-game with the Warriors when the Rockets went 6-game with the Warriors, and they're like, you add Kawhi to that, instantly they're favored.
Yeah, but like KD then turned it on, and then it was like
exactly.
And
So
the Warriors were screwing around. I mean, they
basically
had a 30-point lead.
Exactly. So I think the main rebuttal is that the Warriors are just not really like playing that hard at all. But I just don't want to see the Clippers win that much because I'm a Lakers fan. And a lot of people have been saying if Kawhi goes, it could be a Clippers town. Right? It would never happen.
Yeah.
That's what I think. It will forever be a Lakers town. But they're talking about building a new stadium somewhere.
Sure,
where is it like?
They are, yeah.
Brentwood or something? I don't know where
I mean, the Clippers have to make up insane amount of ground
to even remotely challenge them.
It will take them like. Unless they get like 2 Michael Jordans in like a span of like 30 years, it will take them like 60 plus years to catch up to the Lakers.
I just think the Clippers are trash. They've always been trash. That's the thing.
It's just move.
It's just what?
It's just move.
They just move.
Like move
to where? Seattle? Come on.
Yeah,
sure. Like,
Seattle.
why not? Like, Seattle will embrace any team that goes there.
Seattle is yearning for a team, but come on. Seattle. It's not great.
Seattle?
It's not great.
Seattle's fine.
Not great. Remember the Supersonics? They were trash.
Hold on. They made the NBA Finals.
Sure.
Before they became trash. But the owner was from Oklahoma City. That's the only reason they got moved out. the guy who bought them.
Oh, he just moved
was
to
from
Oklahoma
Oklahoma.
City.
So and he was lied about not moving them, and he just ended up moving. No one lives in Oklahoma, but
I don't know. Is anyone you know a Clippers fan? Like legitimately?
Yeah.
Really?
yeah, one guy in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
So see, there's no fan base of the Clippers in LA.
And another guy, I think his parents were Clippers fans.
No one's a Clipper fan. Everyone I know it's a the Clippers fans is because they can't afford Lakers tickets.
Well, what I've also heard is when people like move
Yeah.
to LA or like that kind of thing, but they've already like they're older, but they have established fans, but they decide they want to pick up a local team.
They
You can't pick up the Lakers because like
You're
you
right.
move from Boston to
You can't,
LA,
right.
or if you move from like anywhere really, because
There's like
Lakers
that,
have
yeah.
something to do with,
Okay.
and Lakers are like more disliked franchise than Clippers are. Pick up the Clippers instead. So.
No one likes the Clippers. Let's be honest. This is their best foot franchise, but Marcus Camby. Chris Paul's not
Blake
even.
Griffin,
Chris Paul's supposed to come to the Lakers.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Blake Griffin, I guess, but he's gone.
I bet
They
you
traded
David
him.
Stern is that Anthony Davis got traded to the Lakers.
I don't even know why they vetoed the Chris Paul trade. This is
It was bad for their franchise, and you get like
This
he didn't
is
get anything. out of it.
arguably bigger than the AD trade is arguably bigger than.
But I mean, the Pelicans got a whole lot for it anyway, so I don't think he would have minded.
All right. Well, you're saying the Lakers. You're saying the Bucks. I guess I'll say the Lakers. All right. It's been an hour. All right. I guess we'll end it there. Say bye to the camera.
Bye, Cameron.
Bye.